And Narwhal is a backwater.
I wonder how rare it is for a king to have a character class.
You don't think they'd have character classes?
Usually, in the Dungeon Master's Guide, kings are a 0th level NPC, unless they were a former adventurer. So that means this guy was an adventurer at some time in his life. If he has a
Well, considering how the word setting was, most characters had, even NPCs, unless they were normal men, had a class. So King Eric Hall. What's his training like?
well, this sounds interesting.
What sounds interesting?
The rumor of the King Norwald, or whatever, the non-magic using king.
So what were you thinking?
I want to hear more.
That's what I'm looking up here.
Norwal. So looking at the map, it's Kingdom of Ocean Scent.
Right. That's a independent city state within the Norwald region.
Oh, okay. I get it. I wasn't looking at the big map. I was still focused in on Ocean Scent. I didn't realize there was a great big region here with little offshoots. It looks like.
Yeah, I've got you on the Norwald map. So yeah, like Ocean's End here, um, Light Hall here. Those are independent city states within their own right. I believe Stormhaven, Clanhold of the Dwarves are also independent, and in the Worm's Head Mountains is where Worm's Teeth is. They don't actually have the boundary for that, but it's right in here. The Kingdom of Worm's Teeth, Dragon Kingdom.
And there should be a boundary there within Norwald as well.
Yeah. Liha is also an independent nation in its own right, being halfling.
Well, I'm assuming Rini and myself are shadow elves that
Correct.
just got out of the dark, so we wouldn't know any of this. Well, I wouldn't know anything except for what is told, right?
Correct.
Is that the same for you, Rini? You're freshly exposed.
I'm an elven archer. I don't know what you are. Oh, wait a minute. I don't have a bow. But when I get a bow, I'll be an elven archer. Yeah, yeah. Recently exposed.
So more about this king? Where's his castle?
All the way up into the northern part of the map, on the Great Bay. On the peninsula of Alpha.
In the city of Alpha.
Yep. Okay, let me see here. I got his personality.
Oh, they got a royal estate. A barony.
Aircall is a, well, let's see what level he would actually be here.
What do you have playing in the background? Dun, 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 dun.
Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Ah.
Yeah, it's being watched, and my mic's very hypersensitive.
What are you thinking, Jared? Gonna carve out your little barony around here?
Yeah, let's see. He in the Beckme rules, he would have been a level 28. I'm trying to figure out what his actual AD&D level will be. Okay, so level 28 fighter. He is the equivalent of a level 18 fighter. He is the second son of Empress Ariadne the Wise and her current consort. Eager, honorable, and good-natured, and likable. His ambition is to be a great king, but he's naive. Even after nearly a decade of kingly rule, he doesn't like paperwork or managerial duties. And so relegates him to subordinates of varying levels of ability. And the one thing, he feels slighted by his mom because he feels that he is her least favorites. Yeah, he's the type of person that rarely will take advice or listen to criticism, but feels like he has to go out of his way to prove himself to his family.
Thoughts, guys?
Was that?
I'm just seeing what these guys' thoughts were.
Kill it, maybe, or steal it. Most likely, just steal it.
Yeah, so he's basically he basically knows his place within the Alphatian uh, nobility. That even though he does bear the title of king, that he is really he doesn't have the respect of his peers because he's a non-magic user, and that they only tolerate him because he is who he is, the son of the Empress.
Which is probably true facts.
Well, he is the son of the Empress, but he doesn't have any magical ability. And in Alphatia, that's the thing. It doesn't matter if it's clerical, again, clerical or arcane. Magic, as long as you can wield it, you're considered nobility. He's the equivalent of an 18th level fighter. And was basically given the province after pestering his mom to rule it. Norwald's also is the epicenter of where the Cold War between Alphatia and Theatis heats up. There's several border skirmishes and stuff like that between the two empires in Norwald. Um, if not direct, then through proxy.
Between Norwal and who?
Norwald is currently a province of Alphatia. At one point, it was also a province of the Empire of Theatis. Um, it Norwald is the province where that and the Island of Dawn are the provinces where the Cold War between Alphatia and Thyatis tend to get heated, if not with the direct skirmishes between those two nations' forces, then through proxy, such as with Thyatis backing Ocean's End's independence, or Landfall's independence.
So, elven archers?
Does anyone know where the Kalari elves are from?
They're Keramikos,
Ah, which is east of here?
southwest, roughly.
Southwest, okay.
And what are those
Yeah,
two?
My people.
yeah. If you scroll down towards the very bottom of the map of what I got here,
Glantry.
you got you got the northern Ethengar Khanates and the northern part of Kingdom of the Galantry. Keramikos is further south than that.
Mm.
A little homesick?
No, I just didn't want to oppose the better interests of my race by, choosing sides between Syatia and um, uh, Alphatia.
Ah, makes sense. So, what did you have in mind?
Um, I don't know, maybe adventuring in Alphatia for a while and getting the attention of the king of Norwald. That's why I was wondering if there are any like local rumors of any dungeons or monsters that need slaying. I don't.
Maybe instead of waiting for him to come to us, maybe we should go to him and offer your services.
Yeah. Um. I seem to remember adventuring in Norwald a little bit. Because we We did some things in the Ocean's End area, uh, which I don't think the king of Alphatia would like that because Ocean's End is like an upstart like colony. They're declaring their independence from Alphatia, and we did some adventuring for the Stormhaven clan hold, right?
Yep.
And Ocean's End. So uh, I don't think that my reputation would be very good in his cult yet. If we were to go and say, "Hey, we helped your enemies," hey,
But you did also do some stuff for him for Norwald too, when you because this is your second time here, Jer,
yeah,
in Norwald
I
proper.
I remember.
The first time was you guys were hunting dragons,
Yeah,
running from the Iron Ring.
I don't I don't recall how many dragons we actually slew. I mean, I remember fighting like two dragons, and I remember
Yep.
we killed at least one, and then another one basically handed us our asses.
You did. What is it? Slain. Slain one, subdued one, and yeah, had your butt handed to you by the third.
Yeah, and it turned out that one was like age category like 10 or 11 or something.
12.
Yeah, 12, like maximum age.
Well, for the ability the dragon had, yeah, I had to go maximum.
Yeah. And we almost TPK'd, and I don't remember how we got out of it for the life of me.
He letting you go.
Yeah. We begged for mercy.
Sold your soul.
No,
I think we gave him like all of our money or something. I don't remember.
no, he just let you go
Mm,
to spread the tale of his might.
And now he doesn't even remember the name.
yeah. That was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, we had that large adventure in between.
Yeah. That desert adventure was adventure arc was huge. That kind of uh wiped my memory clean in game and almost out of game. Like I don't remember very much.
It only wiped your memory in game from the time you had entered the tower the first
Yeah.
place,
Yep.
first time, and then inverted the hourglass.
Yeah.
So your whole initial trip into the into that Mobius tower is wiped clean.
Yeah.
Other than that, you recollect everything.
Yeah. But when we first started, we did a lot of like goblin slaying and stuff, and it was like for the first 5 levels, and it was kind
Yeah,
of
goblin slaying.
it
Yeah, goblin slaying stuff, getting in trouble with the locals, with the Slavers Guild in Karamikos.
yeah. And that was pretty much the reason why uh, Hobgoblins was out. Like, not doing it. No. Like, single hit die creatures, not gonna do it.
Fair enough. So if everybody's in agreement, you want to go to Alpha to find some quests there that we or you or all of us can get known in a positive light to the king.
Yeah, or at least get a feel for the political environment in Alpha. See what's going on, and see what the future holds, I
Well,
guess.
basically, again, this is a frontier province. Um, Establish. The King Aracol is basically looking for good, honest, reliable heroes to rule baronies and stuff with under his dominion, under his overall rule. Norwald being wide open, there's plenty of land to go about. He's already has a few local baronies and duchies and whatnot, but he's always looking for more to civilize, just to prove his worth back to Sundisval, the capital of Alphasia. Again, it's also a political hotbed between the two empires nearby, Alphasia and Thyadis, both of whom claim the area. Um, It's also the home of several other non-typical humanoids, such as Lupin and Rakasta, and
So you want to find a ship to Alpha then?
Yeah, we're in Stormhaven right now, right?
yeah, you spent the last 6 months in game, in Stormhaven, having statues created in your likeness, being heroes for what you've done.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we should keep that part of things a secret until we find out how King Ericol feels about the Stormhaven clan.
Oh, he's the one that welcomed them in.
Ah,
He's the one that granted them the grand hold, the clan hold.
So that's
ah.
already an in because we're heroes to
There's
them.
yep. There's a shoe in right there, I guess. Yeah. Maybe we should. Well, it's tough. You know, are we gonna go to Ocean's Inn and sail from there? That would be weird, wouldn't it?
Why would that be weird?
Well, Ocean's End is claiming
It's
independence from King Ericol, right?
it, well, it is basically claimed itself to be a free city, similar to like Danzig was,
Mm-hmm.
a free city,
Yeah.
not under any run's rule except its own ruler. And even though Danzig's in Poland, um, I don't think the
Doesn't
Poles had much say. The government in Warsaw had much of a say what they did in Danzig or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is kind of a bone to chew that Ocean's End has claimed itself, independent of Alphasia and Thyadis.
Maybe since there's an open plain between Ocean's End and the lordship Nogkian, travel is usually really fast through open plains, and you hardly ever run into anything on the plains. Like maybe some wild dogs or some cattle, you know, like wild cows or something like that. But
Yeah, I gotta figure out what the scale is on this here map.
yeah,
It's one thing I don't have.
maybe we should trek it across the tranquil coast and go to at least one of King Ericle's lordships and then sail from there. Rather
Like
than
the lordship of Noskin or
yeah,
something.
yeah, Nogin to the northeast.
Are you
Yeah,
okay
no
with that?
skin.
Minia, what do you think?
Well, Jared needs his thingy, so we need to help him get his thingy. Your spot, your place, your whatever it is you're trying to get. He
Well,
can't.
it's the thing is, this would be for all of us. Like if you're like a fighter or a priest or a rogue class, eventually you'll get your you know your own followers, and if we're all currying the favor of the same king, maybe he'll want us all involved in his kingdom eventually.
We can overthrow him and I'm sorry, inside voice.
Inside
Well,
voice.
considering it's roughly almost a northerly shot from Stormhaven to Alpha.
Yeah, but there's a lot of mountains in the way.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of mountains.
So it looks like maybe cutting through, since we're in Stormhaven, getting down into this forest here, and then cutting across here and into the Tranquil Coast, Corsair's Coast, like that. To the lordship of Nogin. Noskian, yeah, that's an S. Wow,
Yeah,
I had to zoom in. Noskane.
no skin, not skin.
All right, I'm in if you guys are. Let's do it.
Shouldn't take long. We'll just need rations and water.
I still believe we still have some rations left over, and I should have a horse around here somewhere.
Maybe we could buy mounts in Stormhaven before we leave. Some fast, oh, what do they use? Bears or whatever? The dwarves?
You want to buy bears? Wait a minute. I'm
What do the dwarves ride? I don't know.
I'm oddly okay
Some
with it.
some fast
Ponies.
Bears?
Well, I have a horse. I thought we had a wagon.
a fleet-footed
Oh.
bear.
I burned an NWP on riding aerial for the skin thing. Can we buy any skin wings here at the market?
What's
Skin
that?
wings.
A skin wing?
But the Shadow
It's the-
Elves ride.
It's the Shadow Elves mount. The flappy thingy, the big bat.
No, that's basically the response you get. What's that?
Yeah. Looking for something really huge and kind of bat-like. Huh?
So don't we still have the wagon and horses and stuff?
No, a wagon would be useless through mountains. Unless there's a road or a trail or something.
I'm sure we went up a road to get to Stormhaven and to the lower non-submerged city, if I remember, town.
Yeah, there was a pet trail. Yeah.
So we go back there, gather our stuff, and then there should be maybe some horses if we need more horses. Sure, there's some sort of merchant kicking around we can take something from. I mean, buy something
And,
from.
and it looks like there is a road leading from Ocean's End but the map I have is incomplete for that region because it just outlines the borders for Worm's Teeth.
So do we have a plan then?
Yeah, I'm looking for price of ponies. I don't think ponies would carry human-sized characters though.
Hmm.
Not very well.
I have a book that has everything for sale within the setting, so let me get that open.
Oh, we weren't gonna use the player's handbook.
Well, the the thing I have is basically everything that's for sale within the setting itself on one
Oh.
location.
Oh, okay. So it would tell you what is for sale in Stormhaven.
Well, yeah, what is for sale? Yeah, within the setting. Yeah.
Okay.
Too big of a file to share.
That's funny.
No, so there is a PDF called "What Can Be Bought in Mystara." It can be found on the Vaults of Pandius. Talks about the coinages and stuff with the various regions and what can be sold, what can like for animals and other items. Pretty much complete. So yes, here, let's see what we got here. Birds from So, depending on the pony, they can go anywhere from 25 gold to up to 100 and up to 200 gold pieces.
Do ponies carry medium creatures? Aren't ponies medium themselves? I thought you had to have a large mount if you want to ride as a medium creature.
I don't think they can carry a fully armored man. Um, but let's see, pack encumbrance.
And there's no horses to be bought?
Well, there are horses too. I mean, there's draft horses, riding horses.
Well, we're going into the mountains while we're looking at ponies, right?
No, we're going over fields, so we want a good, strong horse.
The thing is, you guys are in a dwarven clanhold. I don't think they would have horses per se. They'd have mountain ponies, stuff. But that'd be the best they'd have horse wise.
No, we had carts with horses when we came here.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what I thought. It's in Conrad. Is where it came in.
Right.
So we'll just go back and get our stuff. So I'm sure that they took good care of for us.
Being champions of the realm and all.
Exactly. Didn't you already buy a horse, Jer?
No. I've never had a need for a horse.
No,
You
that's
ride it?
not until after Storm, Winchester got destroyed.
So I assume we're departing out of Conrad again.
Yeah, that's right. You are going to leave out Conrad. Probably make your way back down to Ocean's End, and then
Yeah,
up
so-
along the.
Yeah, so we're kind of forced right away to go to Ocean's End, so we might as well get horses from there.
Well, if we're forced to go to Ocean's End, we might as well just sail from Ocean's End.
That is true too. Because we have to go through there, it looks like, to go around the mountain. Unless the dwarves have another route that they could lead us down to avoid Ocean's End.
Yeah, I put a link in Discord to that book that I was talking about, that little guide. I'll also throw it in the chat here.
We could probably ride down Storm Maiden River to Ocean's End rather than going by land. It'd be a hell of a lot faster. Since it's right next to Conrad. and actually crosses the trail from Conrad. If it's not too bumpy of a river, that is.
I don't know. Have you ever been ridden a storm maiden?
I've never even seen it before. Mark's never described it to us.
The Storm Maid?
Yeah, the Storm Maiden River. I was wondering if they have, like, you know, rafts or canoes or anything like that that go down the river to Ocean's End.
There are a lot of rivers in the area here, and it looks like
Because
Sig
rafting
River.
rafting is really fast. It's 1 mile per hour without terrain cost. So if you raft for 12 hours a day, it's 12 miles a day. You can go pretty far with a raft.
There's the Gadia River. You're looking on the world map itself, on the actual. For a second, I was looking at the wrong map. Okay. The Storm Maiden. Okay, that runs. That actually begins in the Syreft of Horn.
Mm-hmm. And there's a trail from Conrad that goes down to Ocean's End, and
Right.
the river crosses the trail. So I was wondering if there was like a way we could ride the river, like if there are people that do rafting trips, or
Yeah, I'm sure there are.
because we could get if we could buy passage, rather than just buy a bunch of mounts and stuff. If we could buy passage on a barge or something going down the river to Ocean's End, and then sail from Ocean's End to where we need to go, that would be pretty fast.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's a pretty swift river, especially up in the clan hold itself. Going over the mountains, being a glacial melt, also being fed from small tributaries.
Well, yeah, but that's like north of where we're at. We'd probably take that trail into the hills there, and then catch a boat. Oh,
Yeah,
but
you'd be able to
if
probably
it's not.
catch a barge or something on the at Conrad to go down. Take it downriver all the way down to Ocean's End.
Okay. Is it the normal price for seafaring miles or whatever it is? Wait, is that a
Yeah,
thing?
that shit's a
Uh,
barge, raft, whatever. Okay, barge, small pull boat. Barge.
Services, maybe. Clerk,
30.
doctor, guide,
Okay,
lantern, laundry, messenger, minstrel, monarch,
so
teamster.
a small barge, or even a common barge, which is the larger of the two, can go 10 miles per day.
Yeah. Pretty swift.
Rowing is 30 feet per round. I think that's how. Oh, that's red. Yeah, Freeper.
Yeah,
it's a
that
Freeper.
that would be a hell of a lot faster than going through hills and forest. Way faster.
And that's also going downstream too. Maybe
Yep.
slower going. And that link I posted to that PDF also has costs for various other things too.
Okay, you talked me into it, although I am pretty much broke. Even after selling everything, it's like less than 10K, so.
Yeah. Usually it's, I mean, supposedly pretty cheap. Like, if a Teamster, is one silver piece per mile, that's a pretty good indication of what how much it would cost to travel.
Doesn't say how much an ingot's worth. An ingot is worth 10 coins? Silver ingot.
What's that?
So 10 silver ingots, we have 5 bags of them. So how much is a silver ingot worth?
Let me look that up.
We have also gold.
Since that was in the immediate adventure.
Free trip downriver for the heroes.
Five sacks of 100 silver ingots.
Ship costs. Port class.
And those were found within the same room as the iron living statue.
Yep. We have bluish and silverish silver ingots. I don't understand that.
There were certain ingots that weren't silver. They were actually a different metal.
Oh.
Yes, they were special, so we grabbed them.
Well, we had 50 pounds of it. We don't know what it is, but damn it, we took it.
If it wasn't copper or silver, we took it.
No, we took silver too.
All right, if it wasn't copper, we took it.
Ingot is worth 5 gold each.
So
Of
5
the
sacks
of
100
100 silver ingots, right? And that's where you found render.
And how much was that? 5 gold each?
5 gold per ingot. There are
500.
5 stacks of 100 each. So 2005. That's quite a bit of money.
2,500 is what I got. And the bluish and silverish. So we have 50 pounds of it.
I believe those were
It's
found.
500.
Another real.
Did we get mithril?
No, they weren't mithril.
Damn. You sure they weren't mithril?
How much is passage downriver per person?
Okay.
Is it like
Um,
the same as like a Teamster, or because on the services table in the player's handbook, there's boss, clerk, doctor, guide in city per day, lantern or torch bearer, laundry, messenger, minstrel, mourner, and teamster. The closest thing to passage is teamster.
Is it fairy passage? They should have passage in there.
Well, even in that handout, or not handout, but what can be bought PDF, there's
it says a
no
teamster.
there's no there's no passage for barge or ship or anything like that. It's just if you want to like dry dock your
Purchase, yeah.
ship at the port or something, it tells you how much it costs per day.
Look under travel. Traveling. Okay. Water, pull boat upstream. Riverboat downstream, riverboat upstream. We're gonna go riverboat.
Oh, yeah. Air?
Hmm.
Water? Yeah, it's here. Page. Can't tell. Oh, 56. 56.
Yeah. Water. Riverboat. We're gonna go riverboat downstream. 35 copper pieces per mile,
Whoa.
and they travel 2.4 miles
Oh,
per
there's the
hour.
weekly. It's the weekly trade ship threshold. Gone.
Give the man a gold. Say, keep the change.
5 silver going upstream per mile.
Yeah, but that's to pay for the whole ship. That's not just passage, is it?
Person per plus the person.
It's under the. Oh, there's a Minroth merchant ship. Merchant guild. Sailing passenger, merchant vessel.
That's a whole different thing here.
Oh, okay. I get it.
No, that's when you're dealing with the Mithrod guilds. You're not anywhere near that. I'm not sure if it's actually for the chip itself or it's per mile. Yeah, we'll just say it's
Because,
the cost per mile.
well, I mean, because think about a, a ship traveling like across the ocean, like from continent to continent. A sailboat 25 copper per mile. That's, I mean, like thousands of.
Copper?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think it'd be flat rate.
Yeah, I think that is the flat rate per trip. That's not per person. So
25,000 copper, so. What, 250?
25 gold.
and I believe this is 8 miles per hex.
Yeah. I suppose that's a good deal.
25 gold for travel.
So it'll
There's
say
some conditions.
it's 80 miles between Conrad and Creven. I mean, it would cost 28 gold for the trip just from Conrad to Creven.
Yeah, but we're going to Ocean's End, right? Because we're gonna
Right,
sail.
right. But again, that's just the that's just the 80 miles between Creven and Ocean's and
Conrad.
yeah, that's just the 80 miles between. That's just for the 80 miles between them. We've got another 8, 16, 24, 32, another 40 miles.
Is it under 20 gold?
Yeah.
So it'd be 28. It'd be about 50, 28, 15, 28 and 14. Let's see, 12, great. It'd be 42 gold total
Per
for the
person.
entire trip. No, for
Done.
the trip.
Done. Oh,
Yeah,
for the whole boat.
50 gold.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
for the entire trip.
Okay. Done and done. I'm subtracting it from my character sheet now.
50 gold
42.
apiece, and we eat with a captain what he eats.
What?
50 gold apiece, and we eat with a captain what he eats. Meaning he gets the good food.
I mean, it,
Okay.
Was that each or was that for
no,
the gold?
that's for the trip.
Oh,
Yeah,
the whole.
so
Okay, so we're renting the boat.
yeah. Thanks, Jer.
That was cheap. Much cheaper than buying the horses and much less on the random generated monsters.
Okay, so any encounters on the way to Ocean's End?
That's what I was about to determine.
A kraken
Figure
cannot show up in a river, Mark. Just think about this.
Huh?
A kraken cannot show up in a river. Think about it.
Oh yeah, but you can run into like o-
I'm not gonna. I'm
giant
not gonna use.
otters and
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna
fish
use.
schools,
I'm not gonna use
birds,
marine encounters on an ocean. No, on a river. No.
giant carp.
Also, got
Uh,
to determine how long it's gonna take you.
yeah. It was 10
So
miles per day.
you're taking the. Let's see. No, actually, it's
And you said it was like 80 something miles?
we're using the riverboat downstream, 2.4 miles per hour.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's really fast.
or 588 yards per turn.
Uh-uh. It should
Oh
be a
yeah, but
day. It should be
that's
on the
that's the
hex.
emergency move.
So every hex for a river should have a certain how long it takes you to go by river. If you're going downstream.
Yeah, he said the hexes on this map are 8 miles.
No, I mean, so if you're traveling overland on one hex isn't one day's travel. One hex becomes like if you're on a road. Usually one hex is 1 day, right?
No,
If
one
No,
hex
it
is
depends.
8 miles.
Depends on the movement rate, movement travel of the party, and
Yeah,
what they're using.
yeah. One hex is 8 miles, and we're moving 20. It was 2.5 miles
Two
per hour, so 12
two
hours a
point
day, right? So that's 30 miles a day, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
right.
14
So
hexes.
according to the sailing and air vessels chart in that PDF, um, we're gonna go with small boats, small barge, or using the river boat downstream. It's roughly
3.7
10 miles.
days.
It's 10 miles per day.
Oh,
Or
10 miles per day, okay.
and
This
I've got
ship
my
does this
calculator.
24-hour movement.
Oh, it says 24-hour movement.
Well, it's 24-hour movement, so it should be probably I think twice that.
No, it's
Uh,
2.4
should be
miles
12.
per.
Should be 12-hour movement, so you get your give your crew a chance to sleep.
Oh, the crew does shifts. They don't just stop the boat. The boat continues moving
That's why
unless you're.
at sea you drop anchor at night.
No, you don't. No, no, the crew does shifts
Not in medieval
unless you're.
times. You needed the daylight so you could see what was around you, other ships and whatnot, and
Well,
like uh, navigational hazards and shit.
well, it greatly depends on if you're not familiar with the river you're on or the ocean you're on. But generally, no, you don't drop. You continue moving. Unless you know there's rapids coming up.
What's this? 14 times 8 divided by 10. 11 days. Did I lose you guys? Are you there? Hello?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Acre of farmland. We're not gonna worry about weather. We're gonna travel 120 miles.
Oh, 120.
20, I mean.
This is actually one time I can see you worrying about it. Honestly,
Small river. It will take you roughly 2 days, just over 2 days. 1 hour, 2 days, 1 hour, and approximately 30 minutes to go from Conrad to Ocean's End downriver.
wow, that sounds fun. You pass any towns along the way?
Kreven.
Nearest town would be Seven, which is where the river turns east, heading towards the ocean.
Okay, and then once in Ocean's End, I'd like to try to secure passage to Alpha. For the group. That should cost a pretty penny. A nice fast ship like a caravel or something. If they have caravels in this setting. Oh.
Caravel's fast.
Yeah, caravels are pretty fast. Not as fast as a galleon, but they're pretty fast. I think galleons are like movement rate 5, and caravels are like 4. And then that gets multiplied by weather. So when you roll weather, there's like different categories, you know. There's like becalmed where you don't move at all for a whole day. Light breeze where you just move at the movement rate of the ship. Um, Moderate winds or like strong winds, favorable I guess, is movement rate times 2. Strong winds is movement rate times 3. And then storm is, or no, gale is movement rate times 5, but you have to roll uh, seaworthiness.
Okay, so using the Wilderness Trail, I've established the current game time and date. The trip is uneventful,
Yay!
um, but it is called month, the last month of the year, and it's just starting to be that month.
No. Let's go back.
Well, you did spend 6 months in Stormhaven, and it was roughly summertime when you guys were there. So you spent half a year there.
Yeah, it's really dangerous to sail in winter. Maybe we should stay in Ocean's End till the spring.
At least an extra month.
Well, spring kind of starts like in March, right? March
It's
22nd, is that?
the Yeah, it's the third month. Yeah, the first of the third month.
Yeah. So,
I think we have nothing to worry about. We should just go.
no, you don't understand. Like, it's really dangerous to sail in the wintertime.
I
Like,
absolutely agree with you. I don't understand. That's why I'm saying let's just go.
yeah, it's,
Especially as you're going north.
yeah,
Yes.
chances of, stormy weather is, like, basically doubled in the wintertime. And, storms are really, really harsh on ships. Like, you have to roll a seaworthiness check or basically the ship sinks. It, like, rips the masts off and, like, the boat capsizes. It's pretty gory. And then you become, like, a castaway for a couple of months.
It sounds
Yeah,
like bad for me.
if I were to liken the climate and the region of Norwalk to anything that we would be familiar with, it'd probably be more to what Jer, as a player, would be familiar with in being from Seattle. What
It's
the
always raining and snowing.
upper Canadian plains Um, yep, I would say just about south of Hudson Bay, that region of Canada, that area of that latitude at Canada, in Canada.
Like guys to come up? Up by
No, not quite in the Arctic Circle, but um,
it's very mild there for the winter. The ocean keeps it mild. Go inland about 100 miles, then it's harsh.
right. So I'm thinking that's about normal to be not quite tundra, but
I looked over icebergs, didn't find any.
on the raw setting map, winters could looks like they could be harsh.
And seals everywhere.
There's
Look at
oceans,
my
and
Nazis. By the
you
way, they're
guys
not
should
cute.
probably take the last trip up or the last few trips up before things start getting nasty.
What do you say, guy? Gonna risk it?
Hmm?
Take one of the last few trips up to Alpha before it gets nasty.
Hey, Mark, I've got a question. Does Holy Magic also get affected? Or just arcades?
Just arcane.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel real easy.
Holy magic ain't no communication. Yeah, there is no communication with the immortals during that day either. So whereas mages have their spells go become basically every spell cast by a mage is a wild surge, priests cannot communicate with their deities.
Well, it's okay for a day. Survive a day. All right, so we're off to see the king, the non-magical king.
That depends on if you guys are going to be spending the rest, spending time waiting till spring in Ocean's End, or you're just going to try to book passage on the on one of the last few trips up.
So, the current year month is kind of like December, right? Yes.
Yeah, the current month is basically December. It's called a month.
Yeah, so we got a 50-50 chance to make it.
And that's the current day called month 3.
So, Jer,
Yeah,
gonna risk the last trip or what?
sure.
I mean, winter's just starting to settle in.
Yeah. Boat trips are fast, and you barely ever run into anything. There's every day there's two 10% checks. That's it. And usually it's like you run into like birds or like a fishing boat or something.
A kraken.
Oh, Captain,
No,
don't
that's
run into
like
the fishing boat.
in order to run into a kraken, you'd have to roll like uh like 19 for depths encounter, and then on depths encounter, you'd have to roll like 19 or 20 for a kraken.
Depending, yeah.
The way
I will,
Marco?
I will say it takes about a week. Not even a week. It'll take about 4 days to go north and up and around into the bay.
It is a lot of hexes, so it's really depends, really heavily dependent on weather.
Yeah, and I want to say that this on this map it's like 24 miles to a hex. It looks like it'll look like it'll be about 24 miles to a hex on this map.
So on a good day, a caravel would sail half a hex. Yeah. No, 1 hex. That's right. Because everything is doubled. That's if there's strong winds. Good strong winds to carry us briskly. When you sail, that's what you want. Strong winds. You don't want no moderate or weak winds. You want strong winds. Basically, the fastest you can go without rolling seaworthiness. Strong winds. It's the ideal. And it's different in each. There's basically 3 seasons. Because spring and fall are the same.
Okay, I gotta get.
Spring and fall basically the ideal times to uh, sail because you get strong winds the most often during spring and fall. In the summertime, it's just like safe sailing, but it's slow. Usually, because you get slower winds in the summertime. There's probably Mock probably has rules for seafaring in Mystara without rolling dice. I'll bet.
Okay, so according to my calculations here, it's 504 miles from Ocean's End along the coast to Nuskin, and basically on a 24-mile hex. And we're using a caravel.
If we can afford one, I mean, they're usually pretty fast. If not a caravel, then a coaster. Coasters are almost as safe as a caravel. And I think they're about the same speed. Should probably be a little cheaper than a caravel too, because they're smaller.
Right, Caravel is 90 miles per day. Coaster is 60 miles per day.
I heard you have cancer. Yeah. I hope it's painful. Your wish is granted. You've got 2 more. Don't waste them. You'll be back in your bed by tonight. The chemical smell from the explosion will be over by then. It's not the flu, is it? No.
I'll be right back.
Just my body.
Bathroom break.
Okay.
Did we ever figure out what the silver and bluish?
That's what I'm going to be looking up. Just got to find out where you found them.
It was recent. That was at the
Yep.
statue in the thingy.
Nope, that's where the silver ingots were found. But I do remember you. But they do remember you finding those ingots, those other ones, on the location in that dungeon. I'm just gotta look it up.
Oh, good. I think we want to
The blue,
sell. We can
that
sell.
blue liquid is a potion of extra healing, by the way.
1 second. I get out Zanwar's update, so I'll update that. Is that 3d8?
Yep.
I'm back.
What? Need a coach. For what? Pop Rec Morning League. What? Don't tell it. The other Vivian? Never miss.
Okay.
Call me coach. Awesome. Not a smart move, Jimmy.
Great. The one calculator I used for determining travel doesn't have oceans as a terrain type.
Yeah, there is no terrain cost on an ocean. The weather is the terrain. You have to roll weather. But uh,
Well, I would have to
this
actually, figure out what it would be like.
this book has a flat rate for miles per day on the average. It's
Yeah.
90 for a caravel.
Yep. 90 for a Caravel or 60 for the coaster.
Yeah, and it costs 10,000 GP to buy one, and I Might just buy one. Fuck it. We're gonna be doing a lot of sailing anyways, right?
You need a crew for that, right?
Yeah, I was about to say you're gonna have to get an experienced crew though and pay them. They're hanging
Um,
around. Now, if you had a shipping company already, or you wanted them to go off and do shipping while we're doing something else and making some money,
yeah, but
but at least per
hiring
day.
hiring NPCs is really cheap. Sailors might be like 1 or 2 gold per month. A navigator, probably like 25 GP a month, and then a captain like 50 GP a month. Big whoop.
Uh, well, we have to include feeding them and all that stuff, but I wouldn't think more than a gold a month for a sailor, just a general sailor. There's
Yeah,
actually captains and navigators, all that stuff's included in the NPC prices.
yeah. I
They're not
could
that much.
I could purchase like 3 caravels and have crews for all 3 of them.
Why don't you go bigger? What's bigger than a caravel? Galleon?
Yeah, but um, galleons. Well, that's I can't afford a galleon. They're
Sure.
they're like 50,000 GP or something like that.
There's something like a frigate or something.
Well, that was the caravel, isn't it?
Looks like Harbortown Trader is the closest thing to a galleon. Oh wait, no. There is a galleon. 50,000 gold. Yep, 50,000. I can't afford that. Plus the crew is like what? Crew, sailors, marines. 20 sailors. No, 100 sailors. Plus 30 crew. Yeah. Galleons are really fucking extravagant. They have like, 7 or 8 decks, and they're just enormous.
Maybe you can get one used at half price.
That's kind of outside the scope of D&D, really.
D&D has a scope.
Yeah, like the rate for a galleon is 50,000. It's not uh, like half price for used stuff is when players trade them to NPCs, not the other way around. Maybe we could capture like a galleon ghost ship or something.
Well, that'd be cool.
That's actually one of the better ways to get ships in D&D, is finding either pirate ships and killing the shit out of the pirates, or running into ghost ships and killing the shit out of the undead and the undead leaders on the ships.
And that ship isn't cursed to replace the crew.
Yeah, yeah. Which would have to be, placed by the DM or written into an adventure or something. Hopefully you wouldn't have a DM that shisty.
I do have a module that does that.
Oh, you have a ship encounters macro?
No, I have a module. It's called In the Phantom's Wake,
Oh, okay.
where it's a ghost ship that's manned by an undead crew,
Hmm.
but it has a minimum number of crew that's needed for it to operate.
Yeah.
And if the PCs kill more than that minimum allowed, the ship will then start replacing the
Yeah.
crew. So when if the party event kills, say, um, undead, where it has 19 crew left, when the party does finally get to leave the ship, they may find themselves one person short
Mm,
because someone's replaced, become part of the ship of the crew.
yeah.
Hey, Mark, are you still looking up those bluish and silver ingots?
Thought you dropped out?
Well, we know it's going to
And other
be.
things.
Right, yeah, so was
Gotta
it
get the
gold?
baby up for adoption.
One ingot is equal in gold piece value, or platinum piece, or silver? I mean, you just say that and we know the number.
I thought I was in love with
The
Johnny.
thing is there. I'm not sure
It
what
would
the
be
what
cooler
the
if
metals
you made
were.
him love it, but no, I
Okay,
stuck with it.
Silver. It was
I
all
love that
silver
boy,
ingots.
man, but I'm
There was
nope, they
sorry.
some
were
that were
bluish and
silver,
I
silver.
don't want it.
and then there was another one that I described being bluish in metal.
Why not?
Um,
Check out for 4
Oh,
months.
okay.
After
Bluish
that,
and
he's
silverish.
psyched.
Tungsten?
The truth hurts, but go look through.
I also described platinum as being a light bluish silver. I also electrum as being a light
There we go.
almost.
Platinum. We like that.
Monica's
Platinum
friend
piece.
gonna
And then
ask
we
if the
have
whole time you
2,500
weren't featured.
platinum pieces.
Wanna go to some adoption agencies with me later? I need someone to play the dad, sign the paperwork. You can help me pick out a good buyer? Later.
All right. But yeah, Mark, the basically what it boils down to is the terrain cost of water is one. It's just one. It's just like going over open plains.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna say they're electrum, and let's see. Um,
I already put them in as
so,
platinum. Can we keep them platinum?
yeah, they're platinum ingots, and let's see. It was the silver were 5 gold pieces at ink, or 5 gold pieces per ingot. Um, so that's 50 silver pieces to an ingot, 50 platinum pieces. These are going to be 250 gold pieces per ingot, just by using the math that's needed for the silver ingots. They were 5 gold per ingot, meaning that it took 50 coins to make that ingot. So
So 25,000?
it was 250 per ingot for the platinum. Okay, so using the caravel, it's going to take you mm, 2 days. Um, Under normal conditions to get from Ocean's End to Naskin.
How much did it cost?
Let me switch tabs here. What can I'm going to use the actual sailing cost. Let's see. I'm going to use the Merchant Guild cost for Minotroth. Um, it's going to be 100 silver pieces per 24 miles.
Oh, that's cheap. Uh, 504 divided by 24.
That's 21. That's 21
There's
hexes.
10 GP, 210 gold
Don't give me Frank fucking in. How many people come in here named
to no skin.
Don't get salty, sweetie. There's Frank Stinson, substitute math teacher, loves Sudoku. There's Frank Salmon, comes in on Thursdays
Right.
with the softball buddies. And there's Frank McNaught, retired air
Okay,
captain.
I'm deducting it from my character sheet now.
Check the rusty hammer.
And that's chartering the ship, right? That's not per person.
Yeah, that's chartering the ship.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright, so slash R 1425 minus 210
Pat her down for weapons.
1215.
She'll be gone by dinner. Her grandfather died of lung cancer. Lived for the last 3 months.
Okay. And now we're in Noskian, right?
Not too bad.
Well, any encounters along the way, that is. It only takes 2 days, right? That's like full checks.
Yeah. No, it's actually gonna be two. Yeah, it's gonna be 4 checks, 2 per day.
No.
And it's only 10% checks, too.
I don't need help.
The encounter windows for sea travel are really cool, too. It's, the noon to 4 p.m. window, and then midnight to 4 a.m. window. So you can have encounters at night or like just after noon for 4 hours.
First day of Ocean's End is nothing.
They gave me some vitamin, but I don't want to be all doped up. I can get you some stronger. Oh. Okay. Jeez, open a window. Smells like a meth lab. I'm getting hot just standing here. Lean into it. It's a manageable high. Who's phoning a barista? Steve. Forgot my coffees and his wife. Bad times. He doesn't give up, does he? Straight up wear me down. Just keeps showing up, hoping I'll find him too irresistible. When guys get focused on something,
I suppose if I had bought a boat,
past mine.
my army could be Marines.
He only wants to get off inside me now. Obsessed with saving his spunk for having
That'd
a
actually be
baby.
cool.
Yeah.
Trip is uneventful.
Wasn't talking about making a baby. Another having a
Nice.
baby from scratch.
Okay, and then
He's a kick-ass mother.
So we only went to Noskin?
yeah.
I'm breaking it down so because the number of hexes. Um,
Now might be a good time to restock rations and things. It's been 4 days since we left Stormhaven, right?
yeah, total of 4 days. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna, when we get to the little ship of Noskin, I'm gonna replenish my rations. Yeah, I'm down to 4 now. And I'll buy the regular rations, which are 5 GP per week.
5 gold a week? Okay, I'll be buying some too.
And that'll bring me back up to 11 rations and 11 pounds of food.
You have made a great choice to honor the budding life inside you. Hamilton, I'm sure we'll find the baby a good home. You find me one? The Catholic couple that we'll place your baby with has most likely struggled to get pregnant, so they are committed to having a family.
But are you limited to only Catholic families, or can other people apply?
Oh yeah, and I'm carrying less weight and money now too.
So how much do
Let's
we'll be
see.
sure to place your baby
That's
who can support it?
24,
How much do
28,
you get for the baby?
30,
This is a chance to
34,
celebrate.
35.
Send her money. Oxy, Percocet, Valium, yikes.
I also got an IV morphine drip. Kind of like that that I did a lot already.
I purchased 5 weeks as well for myself.
Now I'm gonna hit the tent. Karen could be home soon. I don't want to upset her and blow my chances.
The normal rations.
Okay.
She should really be in hospice.
No, like sometimes we just want to shake your fist.
So how much is 5 weeks rations? Somebody else do the math. I already did it.
25.
25 coin.
GP. And that's like 25 pounds of food.
Let's start running, John.
You're usually good with like a week and some change. Usually.
Walked in on my mother and my
And it
sister.
depends on the type of ration.
Yeah. Depends on the type of trip, too. If you're going through space, you're gonna want a couple of years worth of rations. If you're going on a short coastal boat trip like this, yeah, a week and some change should be good.
Tell me to leave the room.
Tell Fiona your kitchen's in.
Don't you tell her everything for me?
Family first. Those of us with only one name find that easy to remember. Haven't told her about this because I wasn't sure you were going to show up.
No, I'm just trying to give back to the community. Help some disadvantaged
Yeah,
kids.
you know, I already have I have a whole cart full of food and a cart.
Soon. Take a knee. All right, boys. Football is all about who wants it more. When you tackle, aim low, hit hard. Who thinks they're man enough to take me down? Huh? We're doing a walkthrough, okay? Clean it. I like it. I wish I
Space travel's super boring, though.
totally tapped that.
You hardly ever run into anything.
I love long hair. No.
It's a lot of space.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, the encounter checks in space, they're not even done on a D10, they're done on a D20. So you have, like, half the chance of an encounter. And then, you have 2 checks a day if you're within 1, like, hex of a planet. Or basically if you're within 1 hex of any, like, object on the planetary display. It's 2 checks a day. If you're within the hex of an object on the planetary display, it's like 3 checks a day. And then everything else is 1 check a day. And it's a 1 on a D20.
Like aborting it? Yeah, but my dad told me it was murder and thing does
Oh, I guess it's better than 1 out of 100.
Yeah.
found out they don't pay it.
So you could be within 100 million miles of,
I'm not following you.
you know,
Tablets went broke.
planet, whatever. What planet is this campaign? Mystara, I guess.
Mystara, yeah.
So you could be within 100 million miles of Mystara
That's me.
and only roll 3d20 every day, and it has to be one, a 1 on d20 3 times a day
My friend Timothy.
to encounter something.
We can't afford a lawyer.
Tell him Stacy's.
Which of the following
Pretty rare.
political actions
Yeah.
violated the principle of unalienable rights of liberty?
But encounters in space are wild, though. There's like all kinds of weird shit.
57 U.S. Supreme Court
Just
ruling providing
weird
slavery
shit
slavery
that you can run into.
Two. It's a multiple choice test. Do you want to hear the other options?
What was the name of the things from Firefly?
Frank, all sweaty.
The zombie people that like fuck you,
Yeah, the
eat
zombie
you,
people.
fuck you, kill you, and eat you, and maybe not in that order. Kill you, fuck you, then
Yeah.
eat you. I don't remember.
Guys, football practice. Has the coach had a
That
I
whole
love that show.
that show was so gross.
Make it pass. Sometimes you score.
That show was awesome.
Uh,
Gross as in awesomely cool.
Cooking a big Brazilian dinner. What do you say, right, Esty? Tomorrow, come here, cook food. Eat, eat.
If you ever go through the
It took me a little while to get around Cowboys in Space, but once I got
See you
that,
tomorrow.
mm,
Can we go bring Granny back?
there's so much shit in the
Granny blew up the basement. We could have lost her
like
out, so she's having a time out.
encounters in the Spelljammer books. You might as well just do one at a time
Yo, you pick out all your classes?
as the DM. Like no encounter table, you just do one thing out of the book,
Still gotta earn money.
you know, for every encounter.
You finish your
Because it's just everything is so strange. It's like a new episode of Star Trek every time you have an encounter, basically.
The GED is for quitters, not geniuses. Cut the pasta in when the
That'd be
water's about
different.
high
Yeah,
stuffing.
everything is just so different. Like you could run into an asteroid, just a lone asteroid, and then there's like a 5% chance that it's actually a living asteroid that is a beholderkin, and it like turns around and tries to chomp on your ship, or it's like a colony of, you know, Thrycreen, or just weird shit. It's just a bunch of tables, but there is no like encounter tables for it. So you just go through the book and do one thing at a time as the DM, and then
Yeah,
and you just
yeah.
roll.
The flow is a lonely place.
Oh, the flow is, yeah. I'm talking about just wild space though. Just running into
Yeah,
shit in wild space.
yeah.
Like not out in the flow, but inside of a crystal sphere.
Oh yeah, that too.
There's
Um,
You can run into
no,
like
there.
space. Go ahead.
Yeah, you'll have more opportunity of running into things in the crystal spheres than you do in the flow.
Yeah.
But okay, you guys stop in Noskeen for the night. Get your rations, stock up, and then from Noskeen to Alpha, it's going to take about just a little over another 2 days. Um, I did roll 4 encounters. Funny thing is, you're just about at the end of the second day when the ship encounters something. Um,
Oh, okay. So right outside of Alpha.
uh, roughly, yeah. It's let's see time here. What did it give me here?
And then how much was the trip?
It gave me 11 p.m. on the 7th of Caldmont.
Ooh.
Um, so I'll say you're within a hex from Alpha and floating on some ice. You know it's starting to get cold. In the bay, there's some ice. Um, it's hard to make out, but you see a white bear
That's
just
random.
floating down, just floating, yeah, just floating along on a piece of ice,
Does it like?
Hey,
or
look.
swimming in the water. But again, it's at 11 o'clock at night, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, not encounter.
Yeah.
Oh, and oh, look at that.
Ooh, a bear. If I were
A
a
white
ranger,
bear.
if I were a ranger, I could try to befriend it. Or if I were a druid, I could cast animal friendship on it and keep it as a pet. Oh, that would be so sweet. And then ride it. But I'm not a druid.
Oh yeah.
So,
Polar bear mount. That'd be cool.
yeah. That actually really would be cool because polar bears are like the strongest bears in the game. But anyways, how much did it cost to sail to Alpha from Noskian?
To Noskin to Alpha,
Yeah.
um, what was it? 600 and
Very, very bad. Dying was bad.
You said it was 600 something miles?
624 miles
Oh, okay, so slash
at was it
624
100 mile, 100 silver per 24
divided
miles?
by 24,
It's a little different when the baby is a surprise and the mother doesn't
and
know it.
then
Here,
times
decide what you want to do
10
yet?
for GP.
Now we're seeing if they have any studying
260
this
GP.
morning.
Okay,
That's
I'm
taken after school. You're back in school? Yeah. I promised you I'd
subtracting
go back if she did.
the
Yeah,
GP
what are you at, in
now.
high school? Trying to get her
So
GED?
we got 1210
She'll fail.
minus
Now you can quit
260.
again. She won't fail. She's smart. Yeah, but not school smart. Dude, who the hell around here is gonna go to school if the one really smart guy quits?
950.
I disagree.
Trips on me, boys.
Go to school and enjoy being smart in
Thanks
there.
again.
Become master of the universe. I mean, fuck.
Hopefully this king will have land grants for us all.
You gotta be one of those ridiculously rich
Hopefully
successful
he's
dudes
willing to go to
who plan
war
to take a
soon.
college someday. No pressure.
Well,
Wouldn't
I
that
think
be
we should probably beat the
sweet?
man first.
How you feeling?
Does war
And
mean
offer up your
gold?
services.
Incredible. Let's go dancing.
I think
Okay,
war always means gold.
so overlooking the harbor, um, you see this huge monstrosity of scaffolding and rock and stone overlooking the harbor.
Oh, like they're building a colossus or something?
No,
I've been banished to ride this out in a stranger's house where none of my
Alpha,
relatives come to
the
visit
city
me.
itself,
And my
it's within the
family
city
really
proper,
want a baby Billy.
has a population of 30,000.
Drug run.
Okay, it's a prosperous city, um, but there is an enormous royal fortification
Monica.
Mm.
Frank's
being built.
isn't it?
Okay,
I know.
thing is, the settlement of Alpha began 15 years ago.
The
The
nice
building of
people.
the fort started
This
10
is
years
shitty
ago,
weather. Shitty, shitty,
and Ercol has
shitty.
only been king
What are you gonna do? Cry?
since
No.
8 years ago.
3 of my 4 sons turned out okay.
Oh,
None of them
wow.
incarcerated currently. So
So they kind of bit off more than they could chew.
I'm sorry.
And they've got a half constructed
Well,
uh,
not half
palace.
construction. It's almost fully constructed, but
Oh, okay.
it's taken about 12 years,
Yeah. Jesus, that's a big
or
fucking
or it's
fortress.
it's taken 10 years, and it holds roughly 10,000 refugees.
Oh, okay, for sieges and stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, it can. So out of the population of 30,000, the fortress itself can hold 10,000 refugees,
Yeah, about 1/3. That's good.
and the surrounding countryside, there's another population of 60,000.
My dad finds out about this.
60,000 rubes, eh?
I've been 60 bars, the homeless shelter, Shantytown under the L, your house, Batty Sheila's.
But according to the map, I do not see that. I cannot figure that. How could there can be 60,000 people?
I hate him more than
Yeah, that's probably over the whole peninsula
that's what I'm like for
of
your
Alpha.
speech.
Probably,
Done.
or within the Bay Area itself, within the Great Bay.
We got nothing
Yeah.
to be ashamed of. Fucking world. You can't.
I could see it with Lehigh and
What did I just say to you? Done is done. We think we're boyfriend and girlfriend hanging out in
the
the
Kingdom of
what now?
Latonia,
Sorry, I gotta go kill your dad, but I'm doing a lot of people a favor, including you.
and there are a lot of baronies and whatnot popped up closer to the peninsula itself.
Pool of parents that want to adopt. They want to make sure that the baby gets good prenatal care,
Yeah.
food, travel to and from the doctor. I mean, these things cost money, and they pay cash.
So it's a little cramped, is it?
And other things that you might think that you need. A new computer, so you can read up on all of the mommy websites.
Yeah, so they need, like, some people to leave
I mean, you're young.
and settle other parts of the kingdom.
Avoid hard drugs. You'll clean up.
Ooh,
And you can always change
Giant's Cradle.
the baby and the money that they gave you. But I would
2 Rivers Wood.
pain in the ass.
That looks fucking cool.
Parents lobbying me for an all-white baby.
Like there's a little barony already there.
Their pros
Yeah, barony of Nevershed, but they're not. They're in the hills. They're not in the forest.
Richer they are. Wealthy and fertile people will go all out trying to buy babies. Right, but they're still good families, right? I mean, you make sure they're going to
Eh,
decent parents.
that's probably not very tactically important, anyways.
Oh yeah, that valley.
Something a little less
Yeah.
for you.
I think it's a valley. It might be a plateau. It might be a valley.
Thanks. Customers show
Be
you
cool if
around.
it's a plateau.
That way you can stay on.
Considering it is ringed about by mountains.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, man.
High cliffs.
Just scan. Yeah, you're good with people.
I'm gonna say valley because of the rivers running from it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
more than likely.
Flexibility when your child's worker has to go back to elementary school. Gonna need a third assistant manager soon. Kiyomi's heading back to Tokyo to get married to that jerk from Nokia.
yeah, so he's in a very tenuous position.
Most of the time he was.
Yeah, sounds like he needs a lot of loads real quick.
His dish just sent me a picture of him with this.
And not just loads, but loads like me that have money. Yay!
Who has money?
Why is this such a joke to you?
I've got money. A little bit of money saved up from all these adventures over the last couple of years.
You know, our kid's gonna be out there alive. No
I hear
living
Weenie
life
is really
looking
rich.
Like us being raised by strangers. The 200 times we fucked.
We weren't exclusive. Stop making this a big deal. I'm merely the manufacturer. If there's a market for babies out there,
Yeah, I'm looking at the map itself and I'm counting already 7 domains,
And you
8,
go slow.
maybe 9 actual domains within Narwhal itself. You have the Royal Estates of Alpha, Barony of Chimer, Lordship of Hastamal,
wow,
Barony of Nevashed,
very beautiful.
the Lordship of Salmria, Lordship of Naskian, uh,
And look,
County of Holgerholm,
and look,
County of Lighthoff.
their entire forests with no settlements.
Yep.
Sheila, get me 3 big
And of course you got the north. You got the plains to the north.
I like the sound of that scarlet forest over there. This one.
Suck it up. You need to get me out of
Well,
this.
there was a settlement there.
Mark?
I owe you
Yes.
a drink at the very least. What are you doing?
Yes.
Sending cash to my son.
Never mind. I'll ask you later.
That will make Frank
I mean, there were settlements
very happy. Frank gets nuts.
that aren't listed on here.
That's what
Oh.
happens when you steal my drugs.
You know, just little
To a stationary black hole has been solved
1 or 2 family type places.
under the assumption of spherical symmetry. Who used the Newtonian treatment of accretion?
Hidden Valley.
General
That sounds pretty cool too.
It's in your textbooks. Anyone. Mr. Gallagher.
And of course, in the, like I said, in the Worm's Head and in the part of the Severina Polovina area is Worm's Teeth.
Like the answer to that questions is fuck you. Anyone else? Newtonian accretion. No, really. The answer is fuck you.
Oh yeah, Severnaya Polovina.
Frank's at the alibi. I got this. No, we got your back. I know you do, but I got it. I hate rapists too. Okay, so get the next one. Grab a match.
In this area right here is Worm's Teeth Mountain, or Worm's Teeth Kingdom.
Mm.
I didn't know if you remembered me.
Of course, Mr. Healy, how are you?
Well, one more year to full pension and it's challenge.
Same, Master Jera. I think on your first order of business should probably be to introduce yourself and us to the good king himself. As the visiting heroes of Ruffle?
Mm,
I
Whatever
would
you want.
suggest a bath, cleanup, haircut, new clothes.
I would suggest um, spending some time among the people first and find out the atmospherics of the place before we even bother talking to the head honchos. Atmospherics are everything.
Uh, we walked through them. They're miserable. They're overcrowded. They're underfed, undernourished. What else do you want to know?
Uh,
The plight is commoners.
I didn't hear Mark say that.
Peasants are revolting. No, I mean really, they're revolting. I've always wanted to say that.
I want to spend some time in the city and get to know some of the seedy underbelly parts of the city of Alpha and like some of the inns and
So
bars.
should we?
So while Jared's doing that, because he wants to get to know the underbellies, I want to go just the opposite. I'm going to take a bath, go buy the best designer clothing, and go try to make the best connections with the upper crust. The merchants, the lords that actually will still talk to people down here, things like that. And that way we'll get information from both sides. And we can compare notes.
Okay.
Sandwire, you coming with me, or you go with Jared, or you gonna split it and go get the priestess? That
I'll
might be
probably
nice.
best split it. Each of you are going to need some sort of guard, I think.
I don't know.
Should we get a place, a residence, a rental property, or something, so that we look more embedded?
I don't know. I think Jared's
Yeah,
going full blown destitute.
homeless.
I wasn't going to say that, but
I
I would.
I'm spending some time at a few of the inns in the city. So, like,
Well, we can start off with the really good ends, and put out
sleeping.
feelers that we're looking for a place.
Well, I'm
Make,
particularly looking for the seedy ones, like the ones that might be hideouts for uh, thief guilds and stuff. And I'll use my thieves' cant to like try to make contact with people. Um, Shadowy figures sitting off in the corners and whatnot. I'll sleep at the daytime and stay up at night. You know, spend the night times in the bar rooms and whatnot, and just kind of see what's going on in Alpha, as far as like crime and politics on the streets and things like that. See how the guards work and all that stuff.
so in the same flavor, I'm going to try doing the same strategy over on the upper side. So, what are the merchants into? What do they see for good money, bad money? Where's the king making good investments, bad investments? What does everybody blaringly say he's a moron for not doing? We know he's not magical, so we know the upper crust is all magic folks. So it should be pretty easy. I'm thinking. Try to make some good connections with friends of sorts. And I guess we're looking for a place to at least lease in a decent neighborhood. That all that work for that work? Jer, that work for you?
Hold my nose, suffocate me.
Um,
Um,
Same idea as the bag, but it'll go quicker.
why don't we do that first?
Do it.
which first?
Your
Eventually
idea.
it's going to come down
Your
to a
idea
common
first.
guide. My idea is to split it. You go
I
and
don't.
we'll compare notes and we'll talk and
My survival instinct.
hey, I think this guy's hiding something. Why don't you go sneak into his house and take a little peek around?
How about a pillow? Strong enough
I mean,
I'm not
you
going to
can make it
break.
work.
I'm not going to break any laws per se while I'm here. I'm just sort of getting a feel for the atmospherics, but I've
Just
got
like you
this
can't pay
thing
somebody to.
about splitting up the party. I don't want to do it, especially in such a big city like this. One of us could end up in a jail somewhere, and you know, the others would never find out about it.
Oh, so you're not going full destitute on us?
All right, so first step, we find a mid-level home to live out of, so that
Yeah,
we're not in a hotel or
city city rooms
an
for
inn,
rent. Yeah,
so that we can come and go as our leisure, and we don't have to worry about watchers unless we want them to watch.
yeah.
So
Um, daily food and lodging. City rooms per month. Common 20 GP. Poor 6 silver. We're gonna want common. So yeah, I'll rent a city room out, and we'll furnish it or whatever. 20 GP. Spend a month, um, you know, gaining a can
Right.
a feel for the area.
Oh my God, we're three elves. The three elves. How does these people actually feel about elves? I'm going to assume much better than our dwarven friends who made us heroes.
Well, it's already going to be assumed that you are going to be of nobility.
good, we want that.
Start working on those cantrips. I light my feet, put fire on my feet to light up my cigarettes.
You win. I win. That's all you have to say.
Okay, so I've spent the 20 GP to rent the common city room for a month.
I'm not going. You are. No, I'm not. Guys.
Okay.
Jimmy, fuck out.
What is a common city room? Is that just like a single room?
So what, you want me to bust my ass? Get a diploma?
As far as I know, it's like a flat,
Will you lay around doing
like an apartment.
Well, I think what Xanar was thinking, if we're going to put on a little bit of airs, at least we can say, oh no, this is just temporary. I mean, enjoy. You don't have to fund everything. Honest.
Well, I'm the one that has the money, so I might as well. Uh,
I will let you pay for me.
yeah.
I'm a hoe like that.
So we'll share a city room together, a
I'm
common
not
city
a
room.
hoe like that.
Well, I'll start spreading rumors then.
Oh, and I have an apprentice to drag around. That's just hilarious. And a great place to do that in, honestly.
So we
Poor
got
Caster. Poor Caster. My heart bleeds for him.
all right. So we rent a nice flat. We're starting to establish, get to know the local flair.
Do we have any important encounters during that month of
We might look to see if we need to register as magical whatever creatures, whatever. Mark, is there some registry we're supposed to do or perform or whatever's?
Well, I'm looking at that right now. I'm looking up what the. And from what I had posted, I didn't see anything.
We need to do some rolls for exploring and finding, talking to people.
Yeah, basically, that there's been since AC 998, King Ercol has declared a land grab.
Like we just go grab something and it's ours?
Basically, he's looking for people to carve out dominions under his rule. That would be under his rule. I should say as overlord. To help tame the land, to help colonize it. He really doesn't matter much about the if, ands, or whys about it. He leaves that to minor functionaries.
So there should be a map somewhere in like the titles and lands, whatever's that shows us what is available.
Favorite brand has been discontinued, and then try to find it online.
And this is where you need to start talking about to the locals who explore those areas.
Basically, the map I've got now, the player map. That's
Wonderful.
it.
No, I'm
Those
not trying
of
to
the
make more work for you.
those of the light in the lighter or the thinner redder boundaries. Those are already dominions in place.
So like this giant's cradle. That's not
Unclaimed.
claimed.
That's not claimed.
Yeah, Jared, that looks
Or
pretty good.
over here where we actually, well, this one's all landlocked by mountains. Nothing wrong with that. Could be a lot of mines in those mountains. This one over here could actually put up a port city, so you'd have
And if
better
you look,
shipping.
Yeah.
Alpha is a port city.
I'm
No,
more.
right here in the valley.
I just found a great
There's-
one right over here. The Helm. By the Lialans Falls Mountains.
Oh, that is.
You've got wood and stone right
And
there.
it's a port.
And I could put a great port there.
It's right near the entrance too, right?
That means you
Yeah.
could clog up the bay if you wanted to as a strategic strike, and
Yeah.
have everyone pay a toll or a tax as they come through your protected bay.
And I'd be the tip of
And
the
piss
spear.
everybody off.
The tip
The
of
tip
the
of the
spear.
spear, as it were. So there's a big border, big red border here running. What does that mean?
Alphasia.
That is an internal bound. That's the internal boundary for the province.
Okay, roger that. So, hey, Jared. So that point, and then this point over here as well. And we'll go ahead and claim the island that's in the middle. And in fact, you could use the island there and put a port there, and it even looks like it has a nice little harbor on this side. And that's where they can put in for taxing and shipments.
And I'll have my keep in this forest right here.
So you probably want to put it right there on the edge, and then put the other one right over here, so you can actually protect the bay.
Question is, how much does he charge per little bit of land?
It's a land grab. So, what?
I'm sure there's a fee for every little bit.
Well, usually it's a tax based on income of the properties, which you're assuming control over, and responsibility, and all the other pieces. Is that a desert up there?
Yeah. No,
Where?
that's plains. Noscimus Plain.
No, that's definitely hilly of some sort.
Nascumas Plains.
It looks like
Yeah.
there is two kinds of plains. There's like open plains, and then there's
That's
veldt.
That's more of
There's
a
veldt.
moorland.
Veldt. It's got bushes. It's got bushes on it.
Of course, Jared, if you put your fortress right there, that means you can run pirates off the other side.
Say again.
Then you could run pirates off. I'm sorry, they're not called. They're privateers. to help
Um,
enforce your
no,
trying people
I
trying to run
my
your blockades.
my troops are gonna be Marines, and then my thieves are gonna be spies and assassins, and I'll be able to I don't know, spy and assassinate the enemies of King whatever his name is. Launch sorties from here by ship. Maybe buy a couple caravels, caravel or two.
Well, again, if you wanted to stop them to pay a small tax for the protection of the bay, as the ships come through, it's real easy to sneak on an assassin or spy on an outgoing or incoming ship.
Yeah.
You wouldn't need your own ship to transport your folks. You're just using normal shipping lanes.
Um. Can I contract a small keep to be built and a caravel while we're in Alpha?
Sure.
Hold on to that. I need to get another level for our wall stone walls.
I have
And I think we need to actually physically take the area. Whatever happens to live there, we need to evict them.
So, should we do
And
some research on what we have to do to claim the land and how much we're allotted?
yeah.
hmm, details.
Yeah, devil's in
Just
the
stop pissing on
details.
our parade. Stop pissing on us.
I'm good at that.
But that would be a really great place to put up a protection for the bay, and a great place to stop ships patrols. I know, I'm not a good person. I'm a smart person.
Who's this up here, though? The Kingdom of Latonia.
Another independent kingdom within the area.
Oh, can't have that.
Yeah, I mean, how risky are they? Are they expansionists? Are they protectionists? That's real close to Jer.
I'll let you know in a second.
Good morning, sweetheart. Mom, we don't have any money.
Mimosa?
You know what, Jer? Just get this island down here.
Hello? What?
Take the whole
Is
thing.
it tropical?
What?
No, it's forested, though.
Okay. Well, how much is that going to cost? I have to call you back with an answer.
What island is forested?
Down towards
I'm so
Ocean's End.
She was my mother. I'm the one who screamed her.
Oh,
Yeah, but that was a Cook County hospital morgue.
Wirus Island.
I
Yeah.
am done running around trying to please that woman.
It's even got two little towns to start.
Oh,
Took
and
the
it's
whole thing.
by Dunedale. We did a lot of adventuring in the Confederacy of Dunedale, long time ago.
Elephant's still in the drive?
But it was in Hellscare, Kingdom of Hellscare.
How is she doing here? I asked your mother to come home. You live here now too?
And I think we went
Your mom spent a lot of time making that breakfast. Sit down, eat it.
we went all over Dunedale. That was Thaisha.
Yeah. Yeah, you went down. Yeah, you were on the Isle of Dawn for a while. It's where you had encountered that vampire lord.
Yeah, in the swamp castle, the Stinky Castle.
My mom showed up.
Down here in the marshes?
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think so.
Remember dogs?
Huh, so you already have a castle.
Yeah, dropped out of school. So Fiona gave him the boot. Cancer.
I guess, but I don't want
Pops up in another.
to live in a stinking castle. It literally stunk like a swamp.
How's Mickey holding up for Julie?
Oh, yeah, so seems okay.
Okay, well, there is cordial relations. Um, Basically, it's just that they're cordial but standoffish. Um, because Latonia is actually within lands that Ericl has claimed for his own fiefdom. So it's all Norwald, but it's within the boundaries of Norwald.
Hmm.
So, can we lay claim to the kingdom of Leipzig?
It's already been laid claim to. It's its own kingdom.
I know it's your choice,
That's what I mean.
but I just want to go on record as saying I think you should consider keeping the baby and Jody.
Give me 5 days and we'll start a war, and it'll look like it's their fault.
Since Frank failed, can I dump his speed stick and English leather and put my stuff back in the medicine cabinet? Oh, sweetheart, both of you come sit down. Sweetie, your grandmother's passing has taken quite a toll on Frank.
Well, he is right. The island down here is not claimed, and yet it does have two towns on it. Again, this is why we need to rub elbows with some of the merchants and some of the known folks who are successful in the city.
Oh, Walrus Island, you mean?
Yes.
Starts with a Waziki, or yeah, that one.
Walrus Island, yeah. With Ostborg and Norstan.
And your borders are pretty clear cut on an island. This is mine.
It is.
I'm pretty sure she wasn't talking.
Nope, it's not claimed, unlike the Isle of Dogs. Okay, so yeah, that's about right. That's about the proper size for a dominion of a barony.
Are you really gonna do this every morning?
Do what?
Show up, try to woo me?
I'm looking for that. What, I can be friends with your brother?
No, you can't. We can have a funeral.
That little tip of the helm.
Yeah, and Eric will grant you that as such.
Funeral requires a body, and your father isn't here.
Um,
So she's just laying somewhere all alone?
We could have a memorial. I mean, you don't need a body for that.
you can clear out.
Check it out, see, it's a bloody bubble.
Awesome, dude.
School, let's go.
Let's see, not clear out.
Lunch? Shit. We already had that for breakfast.
I'm like one level away as a thief from getting spies and assassins.
Paris, isn't she married?
Aren't you?
Technicality.
Goodbye.
Oh, such sweet.
I just need
Driver?
Absolutely.
No, he's not. I mean it, Steve.
what? Intelligence school?
Who is that?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Are you still gonna be here when we
Need to build an intelligence school.
I told you so. You didn't believe her either. I think
Special operations school.
new color today. Here, go, now.
He wants you guys to explore. Basically, on a surveying mission for him along the Saber River. That runs along the western edge of the Pierced Crown Mountains.
You're gonna have to clean that.
That is not true, Fiona.
Pierced crown.
You're your favorite.
That's not entirely what we were talking about. I mean, it's close. It's only half a continent away. But that's not what we were talking about.
That's what Eric will want you to do. He wants you to survey the area, and upon completion of that survey mission, he will grant your status of Baron at the tip of the helm.
Yay!
Oh, okay. So back up to the helm. Excellent. It's a pretty small barony there, Jared.
That's
Although it
about the
does include
size.
the waterways.
Yeah, it's about the size of a typical barony domain at the time. It will grow as I believe a barony is about 48 miles.
Yeah, because there's a couple. There's one there that's that size. There's one there
Yeah,
that's that size. This one's fairly big, so he must be doing well.
Yeah, he's got an actual city.
Yeah. So there's a start for you. I guess we're gonna have to build a town there because there's nothing there.
Yeah, well, I mean, a town will develop as we build the stronghold. Because when you build a stronghold, construction workers arrive and they bring their families and all that, and then you've got people that come in to start growing food for them because the construction is gonna last for like a couple of years. And then before you know it, you got farmland, you got people that are kind of depending on you, and the construction of your castle. And then once your castle is done, a lot of them still have work to do because everything is based on food now. And you can start charging them taxes and whatnot in order to, protect them and kind of grow your business from there.
All right. So Baron Jar, are you gonna have a certain type of castle? Is it gonna be
Well, it has to be,
humanish?
affordable because I only have so much for. I'm gonna need a ship, obviously, because it's the helm, right? It's just right. It's the tip of the spear. So I need to buy a caravel, which is 10,000, and then what I've got left over will probably be somewhere around 25,000 GP for a stronghold. So it'll be a modest stronghold to begin with. Like
Well,
right.
a
And
keep.
I'm not sure what I'm going to be using. Um, I might use the rules for castles and strongholds for that
Yeah,
for the construction costs. Um,
that one honestly is the best that I've seen.
so new domain usually covers one hex, 24-mile hex.
Oh, okay.
but
Then
Nope,
he's
that's
I
fine.
will.
That's fine. He's granting you that.
Most of this is
He
water,
said,
anyways. I mean,
yeah. He said
yeah,
he'll give you that if you just do that survey mission.
yeah, yeah. So,
we also have the treasure to sell. So if we sold some of that, you'd get some more gold, right?
I don't think Jared's included the whole split up yet. So that's another 35,000 if my math is right. But Mark gets a check it. So don't be writing that down yet. If you map
No,
that
I was
35,000.
just saying. Right, there's only 6 of us.
There's seven, isn't there? There's seven.
Number
I
7.
counted. I split that by seven because we don't know about Durgar.
Oh, Daga, right.
Is seven was the right
Yeah,
number.
that's about right.
Okay. So you think the numbers
Yeah.
are about right?
Um, you misplaced the comma.
I did. Oh, I did. Holy crap, me not. I did. 30, 324,547. Yeah, you might want to. Actually, I think I copied that right off the sheet.
And that's if we sold everything.
Or if that's point, or would that be 0.7?
So the bluish ingots, check that because that's what I'm not 110% with.
250 gold per ingot.
And we have 5 bags of 100 ingots.
Now those you don't.
Yeah, that was the
5
silver.
10-pound sacks of 100 silver ingots, bluish and silverish. I'm okay with whatever the number is. I just
How much does a castle usually cost with using a castle?
It depends on what you build. It's
Okay,
really
so yeah, it depends on the castle, depends on the size,
because it's all modular.
and the
Oh, cool.
crew and all that. Um, so there were five sacks of 5 10-pound sacks of 100 silver ingots each.
This is our house and we can make love in any room we want to. Get cozy on that table! Let's find her.
But
Yeah,
to
there were 5 sacks of 100 gold, 100 silver ingots each.
to begin
I
with,
didn't. Go ahead.
it'll probably be really modest, like probably like one grand stone building, and then like a maybe a 15 to 30 foot wall surrounding a uh, what do you call that? Uh, Abbey, a yard inside of the castle walls. Is it called an
The
abbey?
Bailey.
The Bailey, yeah. And so it was a modest sized Bailey so that I can grow it, as people come in. So I'll have eventually, smiths working for me inside the Bailey, and they'll live in the castle, forging plate mail armor and stuff. Because usually the most skilled smiths live like in the castle grounds, and you've got to, basically get the Lord's permission to get work from the Grand Master, armorer to get your full plate mail made or whatever, because he's the only guy that knows how to make it. And then all the other armor smiths, like the common ones, they all know how to make like chainmail and lower, pretty much, or maybe even up to plate mail.
Have to watch that lake today. In the sun, the water can dry too fast in these spots. Good to know.
So 5 sacks of 100 silver ingots is 500 silver ingots. Each ingot is worth how much?
5 silver pieces. Or 5 gold pieces.
Oh, shit to do with that bitch anymore.
Okay, so put the silver.
Especially now that her snatches on that nasty old Irish got the prince.
Yeah, so the ingots are 1 pound.
You don't love her?
Makes sense.
Love ain't got nothing to do with it.
No, they're 5 pounds.
Monica's like living with a black hole. Drain my
Oh, okay.
spirit
And that would
and
be.
my
Oh, right, because money weighs a different amount in this campaign. That's right.
It's 10 coins to a pound.
Yep, I forgot about that. Regular D&D, it's 50 coins to a pound.
So that's 2,500 for those. The bluish and silver.
That's the thing. I can't. I'm not sure where those are, so I can't say. But if you go in platinum, those ingots are 250 gold pieces each.
Yeah, no one wrote down where they came from. So, they're worthless.
So that's 125,000 in gold.
No, what Mark is saying is no one wrote down where they came from, so we don't know what they're worth.
Yeah, because I'm trying to locate them in the module, and I'm not seeing any other
Yeah.
ingots.
Yeah. Like they could have come from 2 years ago, and we wouldn't know.
No, they weren't on the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Write-ups. No, we got them off this adventure.
This last adventure, in the
Yeah, pretty sure.
when we were helping out Stormhaven Clan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. If the DM doesn't know where they came from, then someone just kind of made it up or
Yeah,
something.
that's why I'm looking. I'm looking for them, and
Yeah. Somebody just made that shit up, man. That's
Or it was just written down wrong.
You are going in tonight. Take all your clothes off.
Are you kidding me?
All your clothes
Oh,
off.
my baby.
Like a library in here.
Hello, everybody.
Ew.
Ella. You missed a long sailing riverboat trip and then 2 sailing trips.
Hey, everybody found some chips and semi.
So
Any,
we're not in Stormhaven anymore. We're now in Alpha.
what is Alpha?
Alpha is the capital city of the kingdom of uh,
Hold on a second. So Mark,
Norwald.
so the battle axe, the silver ring with set with the aqua marine chips, that's where those ingots were found,
Okay.
along with the dull red sword.
Sorry.
I found it in the Discord chat.
Grab your clothes, go back to bed, Rex.
Okay. The sword was found with the
Hey, by the way, how much did we? How much did? How,
You're breaking up.
how, how much did we get for loot? Did we
We're
sell?
still working on that.
Hey, Rena, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. You now have an apprentice spellbook.
And and Marcus just humbly thank you. He doesn't understand this where you're always making these little jokes, like these little evil jokes. Like he doesn't get it. He's like, you're the nicest person in the world to him.
Oh, you read the journal, the game
Yes.
journal entry I put.
And it's like he has no clue what a night elf is and the supposed what some people think about them. He's like, whatever. She's the sweetest thing in the world. If they're all like her, fuck y'all.
Oh, so we're in this kingdom that all the magical folks, you can be magic or you can be priest or arcane, are all nobles. Um,
Okay. So, the
go
only
ahead, Mark.
place where I saw was the red sword was where you found the uh, living statue. Um, the sword itself was render, a long sword +2/+3 versus undead, but was chaotic evil in alignment.
Yeah, we still have to do something with that, but that's okay.
Can we
Yeah.
sell it?
So the only ingots that were there were the 5 sacks of silver ingots.
Ah, that's a bummer. That is such a bummer. Okay, Roger. They weren't there.
Why
I'll
is it?
delete it.
Sorry.
Because it was 125,000 gold pieces to be split by 7.
Oh, nice. So we're in the main city now.
Yeah.
The kingdom.
And yep, in the city of Alpha, it's on that peninsula to the north. I'm not sure they. I will send them. Excuse me. I will send her the map.
How you doing
Huge.
tonight, Mark?
I'm
I
doing okay.
I apologize for not getting here earlier, but I just
Nope.
couldn't get out.
As a matter of fact, we're just about to wrap it up.
I apologize for not getting here earlier.
Oh, no problem. I understood. You let me know that in advance that you probably weren't going to make it anyways. Um,
That's at the very least that's a respect. Are we being recorded right now?
Yeah.
Can you drop the recording?
Hell to the fuck no.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you later, Mark.
okay.
I don't what I gotta say doesn't really. I mean, Rena knows what I'm talking about, but I don't really want this getting on recording.
Not a problem.
Such a bummer.
Yeah, give me a cut of whatever I got. I'll talk to you later about maybe what I bought and what I can buy.
Okay. Not a problem. So yeah, we're gonna pick this up next week. Figure out what you guys are gonna do. Figure out what I'm gonna do for you guys. the way of the adventure.
Are we going
But,
through another module?
probably. I just got right now as Jer has petitioned to become a lord under King Ericol of Norwald.
Where's Narwhal?
Norwald is a province of the Empire of the Empire of Alphasia. Okay,
Ooh,
it basically
that's where
it
the
takes yeah, it takes place. It basically the northeastern portion of the continent of Broom.
oh sweet.
Um,
That's basically an area you said I needed to go to. Word.
um, right, and it's roughly mostly all. Um, I want to say unpopulated, but from what I've just seen, just with the surrounding area around the city of Alpha alone, um, it's not that unpopulated. It's just unsettled. Um, the city of Alpha has a population of 30,000. The outlying surrounding land around it has a population of 60,000.
Okay, well. So in other words, he wants to clear out a kingdom for himself. Well, not a kingdom, but
Ericol has the Kingdom of Norwalk, the big, large province, uh, running basically from the Kingdom of Karyalia to the north, all the way down
well, sounds like fun.
along the coast to the Helden Freeholds to the south. Um, you have various other lands along the western border, uh, Worm's Teeth, um, Denegoth, uh, Wendar, um, along the western borders, uh, and then other provinces of the Empire of Alphasia along the eastern border, provinces of the Empire of Theatis in the south. But
Cool.
yeah, basically it's unsettled, populated but unsettled. Um, King Ericol wants them to go on a survey mission along the Saber River, along the Pierced Crown Mountains.
We getting paid for this?
Well, the pay
Jared's getting paid for
Jared gets the land grant right here at the tip of the helm for his own barony with under King Ericol. I'm gonna figure out what we're gonna be doing for that. So we know.
So, question to Jar was it Elvin's huntsman, right?
Yeah.
So if I build a tower later on, are you going to tax me here when in your land,
Uh,
even though I help clear your land?
mm, I don't know. I guess it's is that Mage's Tower?
Yes, it will be a mage's tower later on.
Uh, I don't think I would tax another player,
Yeah,
but I mean,
well, here
as long as it's not inside my keep.
I
y-
got you. Well,
Yeah.
well, on and if
If
let's see, if
it's
my
if it's if it's just on my land, then no. Like I don't think I would tax another player. Like
it. Right now, Cassius, what they've got going is a kind of a land grab. So hopefully by the time we get there, we'll be able to pick up duchies up by Jer.
okay, well now that's cool because I was just like, well, I'll gladly help out as long as I'm not getting taxed
yeah,
for a build. Well, then fuck it, let's take as much as we can.
yeah,
Worst.
because
No,
I
there's only
mean
given there's only like one hex per barony, so that's what we need.
Yeah, it's the
to begin
smallest. It's
with,
the 24 miles.
How much?
The smallest barony, the smallest starting dominion is about 24 miles. A
Is
yeah.
hex.
hex up 24 miles
Yes.
direction or just 24 miles?
21 hex.
So what
of
is
24 miles.
that like?
So
Shit, that's
on this map, it would be just one of these individual hexes.
actually if you look at it towards real land, that's pretty fucking big. 24 miles across each way, that's pretty big. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Horizontally and vertically, 24 miles is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah. So say like in the Nascumas Plains, it would be just one of these hexes in the plains. That would be a dominion.
Gotcha. So he can only
So
take over hex. We can take over multiple hexes.
He's already got his outlined. It is a hex of 24 miles of land, but 24, it looks like 72 miles of water.
Actually, that works. Water's good too.
So right there. So he's got that point of the helm, and then 3 hexes worth of water.
Well, cool. Well, sounds like fun next time.
So yeah, so I'll go through what I got, um, try to tweak it, try to get mapped out and everything like that, and start
Well,
start from there.
hopefully you can come up with an adventure or something like that. Is there any modules? I'm just
That's what
curious.
I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at. See what I have. I gotta go through, redo the party average, level wise, and maybe go up 2 or 3 levels above that to sort of give the party a challenge without giving the lower levels too much of a hassle, but not making things too easy for Jared.
Well, I think I got a way around at least my character dying too easy. I'll talk to you later about it. Especially now that we're in the kingdom of what is it, Alvador?
Norwald.
I'm sorry. What was it?
The Kingdom of Norwald, which is a province of Alphasia.
Gotcha. And Alphasia, that's that one. That
It's a
one.
majocracy. To put it loosely, it is a majocracy, but any spellcaster is considered a noble. So when paladins and rangers can cast spells, they're noble. Clerics, um, bards, mages. Um,
So when my teacher actually teaches me to create spells, I'm a noble. Sweet.
yes,
Now, when could you start doing cantrips? Here's my big question.
first level.
By the way, we fast forwarded 6 months. So 6 months, you and I've been training and we've been working together and doing. I copied down these massive amounts of spells and I printed you a spell book. I'll send it over to you. What spells you've got.
Cool. I
The
told the
cantrip is a universal first level spell for all mages.
But he hasn't shifted yet, so he's in training. So in training is when they learn cantrips. Makes them useful, like clean. How clean that?
and I saw what you said about getting the Valerian spell page for the book.
But
Yeah,
I've
I
got
have to
people
go through the
waiting on me.
spell book.
I asked you, I was like, is that a joke? I don't really want monster scan.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks
Not a
for.
problem.
Have a good night.
Yep.
Good night, Zenbon.
Have a good night. And I've got people waiting on me. So
Have a good
I got a bit to
Mark.
do.
The Barony of Brock.
Jared came up with a name. The Barony of what?
Brock.
Barony of Brock. Have a good night, all.
Have a good one, man.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good one.
Good night, Jared.